We've launched a campaign to socialize the concept of digital labeling. This is, looking at care and content labels, for example, and not having them be presented the way they typically are, which is, pages and pages of label tape, but actually with a digital marker, such as a QR code. And we try to be technology neutral. We talk in terms of QR codes now, because that's the technology that a lot of folks use, a lot of people understand, a lot of people have access to. But we don't know where the technology will take us in the future. But for now, the concept is all of that information being accessible through digital means. Most countries have some level of requirements where they are requiring origin, some kind of identifier, how to care for the product, and then content, what the product is made from. And one of the problems that's emerged over the last 50, 60 years since these requirements really started to be articulated is that every country has something slightly different, right? So sometimes it could be a difference of language, or a difference in the way the font appears, or a difference in the order in which the information appears, or they have additional items that they require. And the end result is that if you are selling a product that's going to be simultaneously compliant in 5 different markets, you're going to have what we call label creep, which is the label is going to get longer and longer and longer as you have the information required for each of the different countries. And the end result is you have labels that are uncomfortable. Consumers don't bother reading them anymore. They cut them off. And so we go to great lengths to make sure that we are providing consumers with the information that they need and that is required by the regulators, only to have that information kind of cut off and really not serve the consumer at all. And at the same time, produce an incredible amount of label tape, which becomes itself a sustainability burden. If you take the average size of a label, you multiply it by the amount of garments that are produced, and this is just garments, so I'm not even looking at shoes and some of the other products that have these kinds of label requirements, you end up with a figure that's about 5.7 million miles, 9 million kilometers of label tape that gets produced every year. And when we tried to figure out how do you quantify that amount, it is an amount that could stretch from here, from Earth to the moon and back 12 times, which just seems such an extraordinary number. But, kind of converting it into a number that we're all very worried about, which is carbon dioxide emissions and so forth, that would be equivalent to about 343,000 metric tons, again, every year of carbon dioxide emissions. With a QR code, or again, whatever the digital access point might be, you're going to get the precise information delivered to you in a safe manner. That's exactly what you need at the time you need it, and what you'd be looking for. These products become, we say, better citizens of the circular economy if we're allowed to create a system so that information can stay on.